Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. Oh yeah, I forgot there was another summon that I forgot to talk about, so I guess Mushu wasn't the final summon. Anyway, to spoil what that is, that's Bambi. It runs around dropping HP and MP balls and, yeah, it's about as exciting as it sounds. Weeshed. Anyway, it's back to the 1,000 Acre Woods where we can play some more mini-games and, rummage through this dude's Punkin field. By the way, there is a bit of a reason why I'm going to be repeatedly meddling in this guy's Punkin field, which is basically to do with the fact that, again, if you pick well, the pumpkins, then you're pretty much going to be guaranteed to get either a potion or an elixir. So do this to get free elixirs. Although then again, the drop rate is kind of sporadic, so I really don't know. Just keep on ravaging this guy's garden. Don't bother eating pumpkins, just ruin his harvest for the year. Yeah, so they're in the lettuce place or the pumpkin field, so... Excited yet? Because this is pretty much all that the 100 Acre Wood has to offer. It's just... exploring around, doing mini-games, and... having fuck all to do. Pop. 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 Again, like, I mean... I know not much is really going on screen right now, but there's really just... Again, I think you can see why people are very divisive on this world. And again, you'll see as we go on later that the mini-games aren't exactly any more of an exciting slice of the pie, because, well, the more characters we meet, the more, well... the more absent-minded things seem to go on, because, well, really... it's basically just getting distracted upon distracted upon distracted with different things that Winifred shit decides to focus his attention on. And unfortunately, no matter how many magic spells I cast, I just can't do anything. Take this. Ruin your mailbox. Ooh, what is this? Oh, damn it, there's nothing we can put in the postbox. And, yeah, we're gonna be seeing some, morally dubious antics with Winifred shit. He smells food in this house, and, like, I mean, I know he's a cuddly animal, but, he's also a bear. And, you don't fuck with bears. So, yeah, I can see why most people in this forest would probably let him, take a taste of the honey, even though he tries to crawl in through the hole. There's probably more convenient ways of going through there, like the front door. But, maybe that's part of the reason why Rabbit's so afraid. Like, he even knows he's resigned himself to his fate. And, again, I've never seen, like, any incarnation of Winnie the Pooh, unless you count that "Don't talk to strangers with me, Winnie the Pooh, ho ho," which was, like, this live-action Stranger Danger commercial thing. I think it was, like, an episode of the Cinema Snob that covered it, but, basically, well... Winifred shit, I don't really know how these characters interact, but, like, he just sort of busts into this rabbit's house and, like, decides to steal his food, which, are they really good enough friends for him to do that? Like, he just goes around looking for it because he smells it, and basically Sora, being his enforcer, well, basically you just have to go around and look for it, at which point, Winifred shit will help himself to his food. Which, is that- oh, how did that get up there? I mean, I think there is a bit of a reason why the, SGP likes to play a run-through. Basically turned, Winifred shit into a tyrant. And now the budget ran out, because now they're doing still-frame things. Kingdom Hearts the Telesnap edition. But, like, I mean, at the same time, like, I mean, that's not Winnie's food, so why the fuck is he stealing it? He's kind of an arse, really. Like, I mean, you don't just go into somebody's house going, "Oh, look, I see you got some honey. I'm just gonna fucking eat that." You don't give a shit if it belongs to you. So, like, I mean, really, is he just absent-minded, or is he, a bit of a jerk? Well, I mean, Sora's not really any better in this case, mainly because of the fact that he's picking up his lettuce and pumpkin fields for elixirs and potions, so, I guess maybe we shouldn't really be speaking out of turn, but really, like, I don't know, maybe it's just meant to be absent-minded because he's a teddy bear-ish thing. So yeah, as you can see here, you do get potions. The elixir drops are much more rare, but again, you do get them, as you can see here. And again, because I'm greedy, fuck it, we're gonna ruin this guy's garden patch. I mean, if Sora's fulfilling the Christopher Robin quota, then he might as well ruin the everything with his pals. I mean, really, it's just a tedious bit. Again, I probably should have cut these down because the part is long enough as is, but heck, we'll be finishing 100 Acre Woods in the next part, so again, if you're bored by this, well, get ready to snark with me about all the dumb shit that we see in this sector, even though they don't really utilize a lot of the voice acting as much as they probably should. Like, I mean, all we have here is, like, Jim Cummings, whoever the fuck does Piglet and somebody else. So really, enjoy Jim Cummings, except, unless of course he decides to go into his role as the Terror Mask, which is honestly so weird, because, like, it's a weird mixture between his, like, normal speaking voice and, like, the, like his SatAM Robotnik voice, so, ugh. Yeah, let's not have a close-up on his ass, thank you. Yes, indeedy, because Winifred Feces ate too much, now he's too fat to fit through the hole, even though he could have gone through the door, which was much closer, more convenient. But tee-hee hoddle-ha, childhood adventures in the land of Nod. Basically, like, this is just... Like, I mean, this is pretty much the height of dramatic tension in 100 Acre Woods. I don't really know what I would have had in place of this, but at the same time, it is also meant to evoke just childhood fun. Which, again, as I was kind of alluding to in the previous part, like, I mean, given Sora's disposition, like, is this his... Like, I mean, is this world his coping mechanism? I mean, he is still relatively young...
Hey there! Name's Tigger! T-I-double-G-R, that spells Tigger! Well now, I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Hello, Tigger. You've just bounced my new friend, Sora.
Hey, Pooh! Say, you're looking mighty uncomfy today. Is that some new exercise? Why, bouncing around is a lot more fun!
Well, why do you bounce around so much, Tigger?
Why? 'Cause bouncing's what Tiggers do best! Speaking of which, my bouncing spot has gone and disappeared. So for now, this will be my new bouncing ground!
So, as if the game is just the non sequitur that keeps on giving now because Tigger's being a shit, we gotta go stop him from ruining Rabbit's garden, even though we technically ruined it before with his pumpkin and that lettuce thing. But again, this is pretty much the bounce Tigger minigame. Bounce him up and get a high score, and then stop. It's about as scintillating as it sounds, really. God, I'm starting to recognize why I cut this out in Chain of Memories, because there really is fuck all going on here, but... Heck, this is what you gotta put up with, and I figured I may as well show it, so that you may share in my pain. Or at least, boredom. It's not as if these minigames are particularly difficult per se, it's just that... Well, they're pretty much what they say on the tin, and again, unless of course you have, like, a lot of nostalgia or fun memories for Winnie the Pooh, this world just isn't particularly engaging. Or at least not to me, anyway. I mean, I remember when, Kingdom Hearts 3 first announced, actually, when they brought in, like, some more Winnie the Pooh characters, a lot of people were, like, chuffed as hell, because, I don't know, I guess it meant a lot to them. And you know what, to that extent, I can see why some people would be quite excited to see him, but, like, at the same time, though, it's really what it's trying to add. Like, I mean, again, I was trying to bring it up before I got cut off by the cutscene, but... Like, again, it's meant to represent more childhood innocence, which, again, considering how Sora's character arc, or at least in my, you know, little wild mass guessing sort of take on his character, tends to go, like, I mean, it does make a lot of sense as to why Sora would enjoy coming here, and especially when you get to Kingdom Hearts 3, why, well, a certain cutscene kind of makes it evident that Sora's starting to grow up, and, well, let's just say the world begins to weigh heavily upon him. So, again, I don't really know what to make of 100-acre wood. It doesn't really take the sort of psychological concepts as far as it could go in my eyes, and, well, it is what it is, so,
Say, you kept up pretty good there, Sora, especially for a non-Tigger. Let's have another go.
Yeah, how about we just not fucking do that, and instead just bugger off and get Winifred's shit out of Rabbit's house and stop him from ruining his life. Not before we ruin his life even more by ruining his lettuce and pumpkin patch that kind of regenerates in an instant, so why the hell he's so concerned? I have no idea, unless of course he planted them when we were doing the minigame, in which case, whatever. Pop. 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 Yeah, it's pretty much as scintillating as the sound of a cartoon erection. So, let's just get this shit on the road. Stop being greedy, past Solidus-Skully. Yes, you may have a trephination to ruin gardens, if that's how the word is correctly used, but for goodness sakes, my friend, just enough of this. Please stop wasting time. You could edit this out, in fact you could do it right now, but I'm too lazy. So, that's the world we chose to live in. Actually, trying to think for a moment here. The thought escapes me. Thank Nominee. There we go. Basically, oh yeah, that was the reason why we had to stop Tigger from destroying the carrots, because he needed to make carrot juice. Carrot juice, carrot juice, carrot juice. Please stop staring at his ass, and, yeah, basically, carrot juice is the solution to all exercise shit. But of course, in comes one problem, creates another, because now Winifred shit has in a pickle of a honey bar.
Bother. Oh, where am I? It's ever so dark in here. Well, it isn't so bad, I suppose. There is plenty of honey.
I'm thinking, no, I'm getting things mixed up with the Chain of Memories version of this, which had completely different puzzles, but like a similar sort of motif, so... whatever. In the meantime, we then meet, Optimus Prime, by which I mean Eeyore. The name of a Slipknot song and the voice of Peter Cullen, so, Basically, he's just floating down the way, hoping to drown his sorrows in water, which is a feeling I can certainly relate to at this moment in time. But basically, again, as you'd expect, he lost his tail, tee-hee, hoddle-ha, now we have to go find it. Are you excited yet? Because I certainly am. I don't know. So yeah, basically he's pretty much just going to be floating down the way until Sora comes and saves him. I don't know if there's like a limit that he reaches unless like you get like a game over or something, but I guess maybe he just sort of stays in there until you decide to intervene, but like he'll just float down the river. So like I don't know if there's a limit that reaches before he's gone or anything. I mean he is moving forward as he's seeing right here, so like, can he go over the edge? I have no idea. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever really seen anybody lose these minigames, so... I mean, as I mentioned previously, it is worth going after for the items, but like... It really depends on your nostalgia, really. Suppose if I could have anything more interesting to talk about, I suppose I probably would have had like more of a psychological focus on the way Sora interacts with his inner child, so to speak. Because, like, I mean, given what position he's been in with this game, basically, you know, being the Keyblade Master, trying to fight the forces of darkness and existential dread and looting his friends and everything, I don't know, like, I mean, I think it probably would have been better suited to have Winnie the Pooh basically remind him to just chill out and have fun and have him just sort of revel in it, because Sora, kind of oddly compared to this game and every other in the series, like, he's oddly more melancholy and a bit more well-rounded as a character, whereas a lot of the later games in the Kingdom Hearts series basically tend to portray Sora as like a bit more of a Stepford Smiler, so to speak. Like, he's basically the sort of happy-go-lucky, shonen anime sort of protagonist kind of guy. Done, you know, for slightly more, you know, darker reasons, given Kingdom Hearts 3 and how that sort of developed his character, but... I don't know. I think 100 Acre Wood could have been put to much better use. Anyway, to talk about this minigame, or lack thereof, basically guide Winifred's shit using your targeting reticle, and make sure that he doesn't get distracted eating honey, because, well, he's a fat fuck, and chunky chunk funks like hunky honey. Whatever. But again, get him up to the swing, and we get our next minigame thing. Basically just swing Winifred's shit until he destroys the house that's being held up with Eeyore's tail. Because, you know, given the fact that we have Sephiroth's one-winged angel Keyblade, it's not as if we could set it on fire or knock it over with a Keyblade swing. Whatever. A 5-step solution to a 1-step problem, I guess. Anyway, the key to success of this minigame is basically timing your Keyblade swings with, whenever Owl's wings flap up, that's basically when you hit the X button to swing Mr. Winifred over the hills and far away. Just keep that in mind. Just don't go with emotion, just go with Owl's wings, and you should win the game easy. Part of the reason why I did select the one-winged angel Keyblade is that I was kind of hoping we'd push Winnie the Pooh using the fire thing, so we would have had his back being lit on fire, but that's just my darkness being tapped into. Oh crap, that wasn't even the entire minigame, that was just the explanation, which I already put succinctly. Well, again, this is probably one of the easiest minigames in this entire woods, which is probably not saying very much, but it is what it is. Again, like, I mean, if you don't do it successfully, he basically lands somewhere else, so you gotta guide him all the way back up, and, well, it's a bit tedious. Anyway.
No, that's some good donkey ass.
Seriously, that's like a little bit too close for Sora right there. That was, just... Well, that probably was a bit too, personal. Also, wasn't there also that theory about, like, Winnie the Pooh characters being, like, a decider for mental states? Get it, because Eeyore means depression. Monsieur Croquette! I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, like, I mean, it was either drugs or it was like a mental state or something. Whatever, just alternate character interpretations is what I was getting at, really. Oh, this is the part that I was confusing for Chain of Memories earlier, when you had to do that little, jumping minigame. There is actually a bit of a tedious segment here. I mean, there is obviously the minigame that you have to deal with, but there is also getting, like, a... Fuck, what are they called again? A rare nut. I think you can only carry, like, one of those at a time, or... I don't know if it was that or was it my incompetence in finding them all, but basically, get the rare nuts, take them back to Al, and you'll get some pretty sweet shit for it, so... yeah. Do it. And that's pretty much gonna be the bulk of the rest of this part, aside from the minigame. I do believe, well again, you're mainly kind of cheating your way through it, since you have high jump and glide and all that, which you're probably not meant to have at this point at the time, since... You are, again, I guess the game kind of assumes that you're meant to be collecting these in tandem with the point in the game in which you get the torn pages, but yeah, when you come back here late game and you have stuff like high jump and glide, yeah, you can kind of cheat your way through some segments, so, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I tried to do here, but again, you have to rely on the characters in some other segments to, you know, get some good stuff. Whee! Yeah, that's how you get the Shield G. But again, this is even more tedious. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I kind of prefer the Chain of Memories variant, actually, where you had that slightly more tedious jumping thing, where you had to, like, press the X, triangle, and circle buttons to get to the correct platform. I mean, it was over with quick enough, and... wish in one hand, shit in the other, because, you know, you get sweet items here. In Chain of Memories, it passes a little bit more quickly, so... I really don't know what to say. Anyway, this is pretty much seesaw galore, where you interact with the kangaroo and Thingo to bounce around and get to high places in strange faces. I mean, there's really not too much else to talk about. I think your main precipice is basically to interact with them, you know, basically just following the character's lead and then entering the giant pod to smash it up or something. Whatever, I'm barely paying attention anymore. I do apologize for my commentary. Nice fucking going there, Sora. And, yeah, for the sake of this, minigame, your high jump and glider is disabled. It's kinda like Tank in the Matrix Path of Neo. I'm taking away your ability to fight hand-to-hand. Basic skills and motor functions are being taken away from you. There is a bit of an out with this, because again, much in the same way as, you know, you could before in Deep Jungle, you can basically use your Keyblade swing to get a little Keyblade boosty that will help you jump across certain platforms. Because again, Sora's big feet ain't exactly gonna help you reach all the way across, so... yeah, you need all the help they can get. This, I think, is also kind of bullshit, because, like, the camera cuts away to specific platforms, so you need to follow them in the exact same order that, you know, Thingo and Wingo were jumping, so... you know, that's not really helping matters much, so... it can be a bit of trial and error to get this one right, but... I don't know. It's still just pish. But again, the Keyblade boosties will serve you well here. But I mean, like, if you don't really care about getting some rare items thanks to the notch, then you can pretty much just say bugger it and bugger off somewhere else, really. Though, then again, if you want those rare item drops, just go for it, I guess. Anyway, jump on the trampoline and the bampoline and go to the place that isn't space of Earth's geography. I will admit, though, that jump is a bit bullshit, because it basically relies on you having to, you know, trust the momentum of the game itself and sort of inch your way off the tree where you can't really see where you're going. Again, you can't jump off because you'll pretty much overshoot the platform, but so again, you kind of have to, like, pivot Sora in a position where he'll, like, gracefully fall down onto the tree stump, and that's no bueno, because Sora's a clumsy fucker. Boing. By the way, is it just me, or does this song make you, like, feel drunk? Like, it's specifically some of the beats in the music, it's like, oh how drunk I am, oh how drunk I am, oh how drunk I am. Glug glug glug, down the whiskey and the beer and the cocaine. Anyway, that's about it. So, let's go off and collect some notch. Power up! Again, you do get slightly better stuff by collecting the notch. And that's pretty much what's taking up the rest of the video. Heck, you know what, I think I might just show off one more and just say, edit this out. Because, I mean, fuck it, like, this is pretty much all that's going on. Like, again, you get some rare synthesis items, you get some, stuff that is legitimately fucking useful for your playthrough, so, yeah. You pretty much know the score on what's going on, so let's see what we get this time. Anyway, we got a fence up, so on that note, I'm gonna finish collecting some notch, and I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and next time we're finishing this shit off. Bye-bye.